Maybe. There we
Thank
go.
you. Okay, we're live. Awesome. Hi, team. I am so excited to have you on. Today's live. I have a very, very, very special guest. She is a star VP, a one-star VP, and it's great because I have at the last since I think it was PawFest of last year on some upper level things. I've been able to work with her, and it's been so fun to collaborate with some of them. And as you guys know, when Roger Morgan invited all of those that had earned pawUP bonuses to join him live, I will tell you that I got more messages about this very special person named Kristin than I did anybody else, because her story is so phenomenal. And so she's going to tell us all the things today on how she did it. But I want to give her a proper introduction. And I'm so honored that you have come and sacrificed your time with us today. So thank you very much. Now, if you are watching the replay, hit hashtag replay. If you are live, say hello, introduce yourself. We want to hear you if you're on. And we understand that many people may not be on during this time. So welcome, Kristin Volastro. Did I say your last name correctly?
Yes, you did. Everybody usually butchers it, but you're good.
That's okay, because I'm Olga and Ella and Elsa
Yes.
all the time. Autocorrect affects me as well.
Yes.
Now, she is a one-star VP, and she has been in pottery since October of 2019. And in addition to pottery, she has a pet sitting business, and she's been an owner of this for 18 years. So she has been in the pet industry. She knows what she's doing. And she lives in New Jersey with her husband, her 3 kids, and her 2 fur babies. And I am really honored. So I'm just going to share a little preview before I just pass the buck over. And of course, Cedar is talking right in the middle of my live. I mean, it's every day is bring your dog to work day.
Totally
They don't even care about me.
and
yes, they don't even care about me until I go live. And then they're like, hey, Mom, this is what we want. So she's earned several pawUP bonuses. And this is the inspiring part of her story. I'm just going to get the ball rolling to help everybody get excited about this. She started as a petPro with 450 in downline volume. And in January, then she promoted every single month during the campaign and ended at a one-star VP with about 3 minutes to spare, she says. What a wild ride. Wild, wild ride. So some of the most common questions, and if you're watching live, please feel free to answer questions. Ask questions, and if Kristin has time, she can answer them. But some of the most common things is, how in the world did you do it? How did you get your team up and going? How did you push that much volume? I mean, that's over $16,000 in a short period of time. Like, I'm just going to let you take the stage and jump in.
Okay, so basically, when I first started in October, I didn't have much, going on in the beginning, sort of like, most people do, just getting my feet wet type of thing. So pawUP bonuses came along just a few short months later, and I still I didn't know what pawUP was. I wasn't really interested in it because who was I? I was just a petPro, right? So I just kept, kind of going along my merry way, trying to figure things out. And then I'm going to just go over my numbers with you, if you don't mind, if that's okay. So in January, as Elka said, I only had $449 in volume. I did have 1 petPro, but they were not active. February, I jumped to $837 with 5 petPros. In March, I had over $1,000 with 5 petPros. April, $3,000 with 7 petPros. May, almost $5,000 with 10 petPros. June, $11,000 with 12 petPros. So we had a big jump from May to June. And then June to July, I ended up with $16,562 in downline volume and 16 petPros. So the moral of the story is you don't need a huge team to hit 1 star, first of all. And I guess the inquiring minds want to know, how did we do that, right? So basically, like I said, I was very small in the beginning. I do have a pet sitting business, so I was getting some clients from there. I was getting some clients from my warm market in the beginning. But soon that kind of dried up pretty quickly, as it does for a lot of people. So at that time, a couple of people started doing cold messaging. So I started to tap into that a bit. And I really started pushing for pet pros through cold messaging. I would message probably 40 people a day, maybe more. And I was targeting pet professionals at the time. So I was targeting breeders, pet sitters, groomers, trainers, anybody basically in, the pet professional, pet care, anything in those fields. And I happened to sponsor two really awesome people, Liz Domday and Greg Moore. That probably happened, I would say maybe around March or April. And then once they got their feet wet and Liz Domday started building her own team as well, the wheels really started spinning at that point. And that's when you'll see that big jump from 5,000 to over, almost 11,000, because we actually thought at that point, "Oh my gosh, pawUP is actually attainable." Like, we never thought in a million years, especially like I said, in January, I barely even looked at the paperwork on it. I was like, "This is not for me. This is not happening." And then as things started picking up, and I also had Tim Hargett and Kara Brockman in my ear, in the latter months, definitely, like, "You can do this. You can, oh my gosh, you can do this." Like, they, couldn't believe that I kept promoting month after month. There's Tim now. um, and they couldn't believe month after month I was promoting, and they kind of pushed me and said, every time I hit one promotion, they were like, you're this close to the next one. You're this close to the next one. So if I didn't have them as my cheerleaders and them kind of encouraging me and pushing me, it may have ended up, a different story. But they believed in me, which made me believe in myself, which made me believe in my team. And the rest kind of just, it happened so organically. Like, I really did not plan for this at all. And that's what I told you I was live with Beth the other day. That's what I told her team too. I said, you have such a better advantage over me because you know that this is possible. You've seen it. I am living proof that it's possible. I did not have that belief, when I first started. And you have that advantage to start right at the beginning. You're still in the first month. Um, hit the ground running, and you can do even bigger things than I did because you can have a plan. You can be prepared. You can learn from people, that have been through it in the past. So I would just say, don't be afraid of it at all. Just push as hard as you can. And, getting back to what I said with cold messaging, I did find a lot of clients that way too. I do have some of my best clients to this date are from that time period that I found in cold messaging. And, some of my absolute best pet pros are from that time period from cold messaging too. So that's kind of how we did it. And then how did we push that much? Your other question was, how do we push that much volume towards the end? We basically were pulling out any possible stop. I told everybody I knew, especially going from I think a VP to 1 star. At that point, I felt like I had exhausted all my avenues, but I just put it out there to the world. Like, I would post about it on my page, to my family, friends, that I am going for this huge goal and I could really use your support. Even the smallest purchase would help me, type of thing. I reached out to people individually that way as well that were, very close to me. And I did have a lot of support in the end where people were pushing orders through, who really, they may not have even needed anything at that point, but they were in it with me to get me to that next level. So that was pretty exciting.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Like
Talking, so stop.
it makes me want to do it all over again. It makes me want to sign up and do it all over again.
Right?
I love it. I love it. So a couple of questions I thought of that. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And if you guys have any questions that pop up after we're live, I'll send it to her and I'll bring it back to the chat, or maybe we could be lucky enough to get her on for a second round of questions. But from petPro, now obviously petPro is senior director, and I don't remember if senior director was a bonus when you did it. It started at executive director. So were you a fast start petPro? Did you earn fast start bonuses? Okay. So with your fast start bonus, we know that you earned senior petPro director and senior director, which was $375, right?
Oh, wait, was I?
Were you a fast start petPro when you started?
I was fast start star. That's what I thought you meant. So it was October, November, December, January. So January was my 4th month.
Okay, so you were in your 4th month, so you didn't earn this.
No,
Okay.
I did not earn the rank advancement bonuses. No.
Okay, so you earned your executive director, your VP bonus, and your 1-star bonus. So my question is how much were you able to build a sustainable team to continue to get those consecutive payments? And how much money did you make total?
Yeah. So like I said, if we could, let me just talk about the last couple of business days of pawUP, if I can, for 2 seconds.
Yes.
Like I said, we had such a stretch from, I believe it was on the last business day. I think I was still $4,000 away, $3,000 or $4,000 away. And I remember, or it might have been the day before last business day, and Amber called me and she's like, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is not going to happen. We're still so far away. And she called me and she was like, it's okay. If it's not going to happen, it's okay. Like, don't be so upset about it. And it's a stretch. And I had kind of made peace with that. It wasn't going to happen. And then I think one of my breeders put in like $1,000 order that day for his own personal use. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're back in business. Like, that I can do $3,000. Right? So I that last business day, like I said, I just pushed and called everybody I knew and, everything else. But moral of the story is it was a very big stretch, and I hit it at 11:58 p.m. with like 2 minutes to spare. And Amber actually had to put my last easy ship through for me because I had that, how like you get the shop link error sometimes. That was happening to me. And it was like 11:58, and she called me. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, you have to get this last. I'm like, I can't. It's not working. So anyway, she got it through for me. So it was a crazy, crazy night.
Oh, my goosebumps have goosebumps listening to your story. Aren't those the funnest times?
Yeah. So P.S. I was able to keep exec and VP. However, the following month I did go below the 16,000. So the following month I did lose the 1-star, earnings. I only got the first month of the 1-star earnings. But however, I have maintained 1-star from that point every month after that for 18 months. So I've never missed it from there. So
that is amazing.
So we definitely, had the strength, that a strong base built. We kind of just needed to, pick up our feet and start again the following month. But we got right back into it the following month. I think everybody was just so burnt out, to be honest with you. We were probably like fried from that month. It's
very common actually, because you work so hard to build up. But what I love that you said about it is that you've hit 1-star every single month after. So a lot of the times what pawUP is done, and I've heard it several times, and so have you guys if you've done these interviews, is that the bonuses make a difference, right? They make a difference. They make an impact. Your team is growing. You're becoming stable. It's becoming structured, right? But the magic is what I'm hearing happens after. I had a conversation with Amber Sanders, and she says, if you're with where you're at, 6 months after pawUP bonuses, when you're going to see the biggest differences in your team, right? So imagine that pawUP goes until July, right? And we're working to build these continuous, consecutive payments. But the magic really happens sustainably as we continue to keep going, and the power of how many pets' lives she was able to change in that short period of time. Look at the amount of lives that are still with her being changed with every easy ship that's come through her team. Like, this isn't just a one-time thing, guys. You guys are witnessing in front of it. You're going to see promotions this month. This month, you will see 1-star, 2-star. I don't know, there might be a 3-star promotion, but you're going to see these senior directors pop up and these executive director teams pop up. And 100%. I would say that Kristin, I don't know if you guys remember the live that I had last week with Trisha about becoming bulletproof, is Kristin was bulletproof. She held space and held the line for her team, and she continued to show up and do whatever needed to get done so that she could build the belief in herself, right? Because sometimes building the belief in yourself doesn't come from you, it comes from others. And what I love about the story is she continued to power through. And every time a new order went through, like that breeder that placed the order, it gave her motivation and belief in herself that it is possible, which drove her to that finish line. And now look at her. She gets to PawFest. She comes to all the leader conferences. She sits in the 1-star meetings with the other star vice presidents. And she now knows that she's worthy, she's deserving, and that she has the opportunity to change other people's lives by sharing her story. And so I'm super excited.
Yeah. And like you said, the money is great. I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody could use money, but it's the sustainability of your business after that. It's the building, the foundation, that will power you through for whatever however big you want to dream, it's possible. And that's really what came out of it. And the belief in yourself, the confidence, all of that comes with it. The money's great, but there's so many better benefits to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I admire you so much, and I appreciate your
Oh,
time.
pleasure. Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Just basically, like I said, don't be afraid of it. Take it in bite-sized pieces like I did. As I said, it happened very organically for me, but just, I did promote month after month. So that was my goal was never 1-star VP. My goal was, petPro to senior petPro to director. Like, just take it in those bite-sized pieces, and don't get overwhelmed. Just, look at what you need. How many legs do you need? How much volume do you need? Really break it down, piece by piece, and just don't let it overwhelm you. And I would also suggest, like, I said this in the live too, finding a pacing partner, finding someone in your upline to kind of be your cheerleader, to help keep you accountable. Those kind of groups help tremendously, and it helps to push you. If you see your peers moving forward and you're not moving as quickly, maybe you can tweak a few things here and there. But definitely have some kind of support system. It's really, really crucial.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you and your time. I will let you get back to your day.
All right.
Um,
Thank you so much for having me.
yes, have a beautiful day. Bye, team. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
joining.
Bye-bye.